What you are about to experience is out of this world. Politics, history, and of course, a lot of entertainment. It's time to rock it with the Docket.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kyle Dockery with the Dockery Docket. We are here with our very 127th episode of the Dockery Docket. I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you are excited to be here as well. And if you are excited to be here as well, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, so then you never miss one of my videos. So for this episode, we have to go back in time, back to 2016, a time full of dank memes, including a racist frog, an all-female Ghostbusters, and of course, Pokemon Go.
I don't know who created Pokemon Go, but I'm trying to figure out how we get them to have Pokemon go to the polls.
This was also a time before the Dockery Docket even existed, but it was still a huge time for politics. We all know that 2016 was the year that Donald Trump decided to ride down the escalator and announce that he was running for president of the United States. On the Democratic side, and the favorite to win was Hillary Clinton. Thinking back on that time, I thought for sure that Trump was absolutely toast. And I bet that some of you who are listening to this video right now thought that same exact thing, that there was no way that Trump could actually win the presidency. He was too wild and he was too rambunctious. However, he had a cult following that threatened the establishment, and that scared the crap out of the establishment. So the Democrats, including the current president of the United States, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and the CIA, had a plan to destroy Trump. This plan was known as Operation Crossfire Hurricane, aka use false dossiers and hearsay to investigate Donald Trump and claim that he is a secret Russian spy, and that the Russians helped him to steal the 2016 election. This led to one of the craziest times and craziest articles of misinformation that I have ever seen, called the Steele Dossier. Now, I remember being on social media when all of this was happening, and the biggest scandal was that Donald Trump went to Russia, and then he went to the exact hotel that Barack Obama went to, and hired Russian prostitutes to pee on that bed that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama slept on. Apparently, there's a top secret video out there somewhere of this happening, but no one knows where it is. Now, going back to 2016, when Golden Shower was trending on Twitter, I honestly thought that Trump wanted to install a shower that was the color gold in the White House. I'm being 100% serious. I actually thought that's what it meant. Sadly, that's not what it meant, and I really wish it was. The problem is that Donald Trump was famously known for being a germaphobe and hates shaking hands with people. He still does it, but he uses hand sanitizer a lot. So the whole story wouldn't make sense at all. It wouldn't make sense for Trump to go to Russia to get prostitutes to pee on the bed. More than likely, he would have been grossed out by that. We are now learning that this was a vague account by an Australian diplomat of a conversation in a bar in London. It was nothing but a big rumor spread to make the new president look bad. This Steele dossier was filled with a bunch of lies, and it was used in October of 2016 to September of 2017 as probable cause to apply for surveillance warrants targeting Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. And it also led to the media to start to claim that Trump was a Russian agent. However, the Steele dossier was funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign, as her campaign hired a law firm called Perkins Cole, which then used Fusion GPS to dig dirt up on Donald Trump and Russian collusion. It was Fusion GPS that hired Christopher Steele that released the Steele dossier that we were just talking about. Everything is connected in this coordinated plan to frame Trump as a Russian spy. And it just gets worse, as there are handwritten notes from the CIA director John Brennan, who absolutely hated Donald Trump, that showed that he briefed President Barack Obama on alleged approval by Hillary Clinton on July 26, 2016, of a proposal from one of her foreign policy advisors to vilify Donald Trump by stirring up a scandal claiming interference by Russian security services. Obama didn't say, hey guys, that's a little slimy. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Or he didn't say, well, let's make sure that the evidence is 100% real before we do this. He gave the CIA and the Hillary Clinton campaign the green light to go after the Republican nominee using Barack Obama's CIA. So the investigation into Donald Trump and Russia starts, and 2 months before the election, all this information and an investigation referral was sent to FBI Director James Comey and Deputy Assistant Director of Counterintelligence Peter Strzok. Now, Peter Strzok is important in this situation because he was the one that during the 2016 election, when he and everyone else in the world were starting to realize that Donald Trump was winning, he was texting his girlfriend Lisa Page that he and the FBI had an insurance plan to make sure that Trump was stopped. This insurance plan was this whole Russia scandal. This insurance plan was the Steele dossier that linked Trump to Russia. It was the perfect plan. The CIA and the FBI were going to keep on digging and digging into Trump and his ties to Russia, and sooner or later, they would find the smoking gun. The media was behind it 100%, and one day the bomb was going to drop and Trump would be removed from office. And just like magic, Hillary Clinton will rightfully become the 45th president of the United States. However, this investigation shouldn't even have taken place, as according to the newly released Durham report, it claimed that our investigators determined that the Crossfire Hurricane investigators did not and could not corroborate any of the substantive allegations contained in the Steele reporting, nor was Steele able to produce corroboration for any of the reported allegations, even after being offered $1 million or more by the FBI for such corroboration. The report also says later that the information was known to be rumor and speculation. This is why this makes me so angry, because there are so many people that lied about this, and it was reported in the media like it was the truth. For example, in the Durham report, it mentions that 2 weeks before the election, the New York Times and other news articles were tweeting that Trump had some super secret channel of communication between the Trump Organization and a Russian bank. But guess what? These were all speculations dished out and paid for by the Hillary Clinton campaign. There was no evidence or probable cause for any of these investigations, but they had to do it because Trump was just so terrible and so evil that he had to be stopped. This is why Peter Strzok claimed about the Russian investigation, there's nothing to this, but we have to run it to the ground. And they did run it into the ground because this story consumed Trump's presidency from 2016 to when the COVID-19 pandemic started. It was all about the Russians and how they interfered and robbed the 2016 election, but they want us to all believe that the 2020 election was 100% secure. This is why I'm starting not to trust these different institutions, because they lied to us for 4 years and then expect us to just believe them. People that are still in the government right now lied right to our faces about all of this crap. But guess what? There will be no accountability at all for these people. And apparently there were people in our government that had top secret information on Trump and Russia, and it was right in front of our faces the entire time. This, of course, was spread by Adam Schiff, who during the Russiagate situation and the whole Ukraine phone call scandal was always on TV claiming that the walls were closing in on Trump and any day now he would be going to jail. And guess what? It never happened because this investigation was based on a lie. Here are some videos of Adam Schiff saying all this crap.
No, I don't agree with that at all. I think there's plenty of evidence of collusion or conspiracy in plain sight. Now, that's a different statement than saying that there's proof beyond a reasonable doubt of a criminal conspiracy. Bob Mueller will have to determine that. But of course,
well, without getting the specifics of that allegation, we do know that the Russians throughout the campaign were making outreach to the campaign. They continue that during the transition, including some of the people they had talked to during the campaign, and obviously even after that point. So this is part of a concerted Russian influence operation that never stopped. We've also seen a lot of what we saw during the campaign in terms of Russian social media intervention never stop. The only issue I took when James Comey testified that the Russians will be back is they've never left in terms of certain parts of their active measures campaign. But
you see, everyone, it's right in front of us. It's in plain sight. No, it wasn't. You lied to the American people, and now there are some GOP lawmakers that want to expel Adam Schiff from Congress. Listen, all I have to say is do it. That would be the greatest thing ever. If there's anyone that deserves that, it's him. Just to show you how crazy this time was for Donald Trump and the media trying desperately to find something to use against Donald Trump, there was a story from 2018 called The Hunt for Every Trump Reporter's White Whale, the elevator tape. Just like the Russian P tape, apparently there was a tape of Donald Trump doing something inappropriate in an elevator. However, it gets funny when you look at what the Huffington Post actually wrote about this story on Twitter, as they wrote, "A tape might exist of Donald Trump doing something in an elevator, though exactly where that somewhere is and what the something might be, no one in media can say." That's because no one in media seems to have seen the tape or is even confident it exists. You know what? The person that's listening to this video right now, that's right, I'm talking to you right now. I'm willing to believe that there's a video out there of you doing something. I can almost be confident about that. You did something, didn't you? And here's the thing, there are probably millions of videos of Donald Trump on an elevator. The man used one every single day at Trump Tower, and we have no evidence at all that he did anything evil, but the media had to run with this story. Because it's all a big mystery. What did Trump do? Did he sexually assault someone? Or did he just break wind? No one knows. But wait, I'm just getting word from my producing team that we've actually found unreleased audio footage of Donald Trump on an elevator with another man. I have to warn you, this may be shocking. Ding! Oh my goodness! Mr. Trump, how are you? Fourth floor, please. Okay, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. I just went down to a bookstore and got a picture with this woman and her husband, and apparently the wife called him an ape, and he was an African-American man. Isn't that crazy? Wow. An ape? That sounds, pretty racist to me. It is, but it gets better. She told me that her cat or her dog was named Vagina. Isn't that ridiculous? Vagina. Hopefully I won't ever have to deal with that woman again. Wow, that was some pretty hard-hitting stuff. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about with that little clip, that is what Donald Trump said during a CNN town hall where he absolutely destroyed CNN. I was also requested by one of my subscribers to bring that up, so there it is. And once again, it shows that the media is trying to trap Donald Trump, as there is some idea that Trump went into a store with some random lady and did inappropriate things with her in a dressing room. It was completely fabricated, and the woman that accused Trump of this doesn't remember the date or when it happened. So yeah, I am a little bit skeptical. But now Trump has to pay this woman money because he defamed her, apparently. But, what about the people that defamed Trump and claimed that he was a Russian spy for the last 4 years of his presidency? Will they have to pay Trump anything? Like, I don't think people understand how big this Durham report scandal is. People should be going to jail for this crap. I am willing to claim that this was bigger than Watergate. Now that might be shocking, but let me explain. During Watergate, Nixon personally hired agents to go into the Watergate Hotel. For this situation, it was the Democratic nominee working with the current president and his CIA to get dirt on a political rival. Then, after the election, as some sort of sick insurance plan, they continued the investigations with the CIA that was left over from the Obama administration. This led to Robert Mueller to start his probe into Trump and his ties to Russia, and thinking back to that time, there was a piece of the Mueller report that really stuck out to me. As when Trump first heard about the Mueller report, he claimed, "I'm effed. This is the end of my presidency." Now, some have taken this as an admission of guilt from Donald Trump, as they believe that Trump is saying, "Oh crap, Mueller is going to find something that I did with the Russians." However, I interpret it a little bit differently. Trump knew that the Russian investigation was all based on a lie, but with the Mueller investigation, he knew that it was going to drag on throughout his entire presidency. And that's exactly what it did. The Mueller report and the Russian investigation were all the beginning of the end of Trump's presidency. The investigations handicapped Trump. It put a cloud over his head. It went hand in hand with the whole stupid Ukraine phone call scandal. Well, Trump was working with Russians, so it makes sense that he threatened Zelensky, because Trump wants Russia to win because he's a puppet for Putin. If COVID didn't happen, I can almost guarantee that they would have found something different to pin on Trump involving Russia or Ukraine or something. It's a reason reason that they're doing all these different investigations now, because they still want to make sure that Trump looks bad, even though they are all baseless claims. This is why I get angry and slightly annoyed when I see stories like this, which claim that Joe Biden has 23 bank accounts, with 2 of them containing $25,000 to $1 million, and there are other reports coming out that Joe Biden's family got millions of dollars from foreign sources. As according to the House GOP, 9 Biden family members received foreign money. Here's Representative Comer giving that list of the Biden family members that received foreign money.
Who are the others?
Well, since you asked, I will tell you. Joe Biden's son, Joe Biden's brother, Joe Biden's brother's wife, Hunter Biden's girlfriend or Beau Biden's widow, however you wanted to write that, Hunter Biden's ex-wife, Hunter Biden's current wife, and 3 children of the president's son and the president's brother. So we're talking about a grandchild. That's odd. Most people that work hard every day's grandchild doesn't get a wire from a foreign national or anything like that. So,
will these people be investigated by the FBI or CIA? For this case, the House GOP has actual real evidence. With the whole Russian crap, it's all fabricated. They definitely should look into it. Because what if Joe Biden is a Russian spy? I mean, we might as well play the same games that the Democrats did for 4 years. But looking deeper, the DOJ, CIA, and FBI have their priorities straight. Protect the Democrats and their family while going after Trump on fake charges. As there is an investigation going on into Hunter Biden's taxes, and an attorney for a Joe Biden administration whistleblower told Congress on Monday that his client and his client's entire investigation team tasked with working on Hunter Biden's probe at the IRS were removed from the case at the behest of the Department of Justice. This is the Joe Biden Department of Justice. So it looks like Joe Biden and his team are working to stop investigations into his son, Hunter Biden. That's pretty corrupt. That's pretty slimy. That's pretty bad. These people, from the top all the way down, are corrupt and stone cold crooked. Why on earth would I ever believe them again? They are in the pockets of the Democratic Party. And the sad thing is that the DOJ, the FBI, and the CIA will do it again. They will do it to another Republican candidate. Trump broke these people, and now they will make sure that another Republican president will never get close to the presidency. The Democratic candidate will use the Justice Department or their campaign to dig up some hearsay about the Republican nominee, and it will sink their presidential bid. You think that this whole Russia scandal only pertains to Donald Trump? You are completely wrong. I know that Ron DeSantis and also Tim Scott decided to throw their hat into the ring this week, but I'm telling you, no matter who wins the Republican nomination, whether it's in 2024 or 2028, I'm telling you, they will try to tie him to Russia or another country, because this is what they do to handicap a Republican president. So don't trust the FBI, don't trust the CIA, and don't even trust the DOJ, because they all have an agenda to push. And with that, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Dockery Docket. And until next time, like my mom always says, be good, be kind, be loving, goodbye.